Dear Dhamma devotees, today is the Nikini Poe Day, and also today we have the fourth Dhamma Talk of the Vassana Dhamma Talk series. And today the topic is Kilesa, or in Sinhala we call Kelesa. So, and you're going to talk about, we're going to learn more about it and have some deeper understanding about it. So today the talk is sponsored by Mr. Vasant and Nushangi. So we invite Bhante to conduct his fourth Dhamma talk.
May the Triple Gem bless you. Dear Dhamma friends, now we are going to start the fourth Dhamma session of Vassana period or ready retreat. Before starting Dhamma sermon today, please bring your hand very close to the heart and say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now I am going to invite to all the deities who wish to listen Dhamma by reciting a very special stanza. Please listen respectfully. Samanta cakkavalesu atra gaccantu devata saddhammang muni rajassa sunantu sagga mukkadang Dhamma savana kalo ayang bhadanta Dhamma savana kalo ayang bhadanta Dhamma savana kalo ayang bhadanta. Okay, now we are going to respect to our great teacher, the Buddha. Then recite Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato with me. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Vanam chindati marukha. Dear Dhamma friends, Now you have gathered here to listen for important Dhamma facts which came from Buddha's canon or Tripitaka. I'm not going to repeat information about the rainy retreat. Already you know about the retreat program. But however, I would like to say something regarding sponsorship today. This is fourth Dhamma discussion or sermon conducted by Indiana Buddhist Temple under the guidance of the Most Venerable Bhante Talangama Devanandanayaka Thero. Today, Dhamma sermon is sponsored by Mr. Vasanta and Miss Nushangi. Both of them are admirable as well as they are very generous. We know some other day when we arrange dana, especially Miss Nushangi take responsibility to offer or giving some kind of foods. Then I highly appreciate her dedication. She always take care of the temple, not only her but also Mr. Vasanta too. He also, according to my understanding, my experience, he also the one of the greatest devotee in our Indiana Buddhist temple. As well as he always support, especially when I want something in technology, he support to do such a kind of things. Then as well as some days, not this poet days, some poet days, especially Poson, Vizak, as well like that, we have a big responsibility. Some days before poet day, Mr. Vasanta and Mr. Manjula, especially both of them came and they support to us. Therefore, I would like to appreciate both of Mr. Manjula and Mr. Vasanta like that, because they are living in very near to temple. Then today they are going to sponsor to the today Dhamma sermon. Then I would like to bless all of them. May they be well, happy and peaceful. Thank you very much. Now time has come to conduct our today topic. I have selected one of the most common topic in Buddhism, Buddhist canon, which is called Kilesa, defilements. We have a lot of synonyms for the Kilesa in English language, as well as the Pali. The one with the popular word is Kilesa. What else? Do you remember any other words? We have another words like asava. I have mentioned that before, asava. And we have another very rare words I have found in Tripitaka, anangana. That is actually not the highest Keles, like lobha or greedy, hatred, delusion, not like that. Anangana meaning like a small mistake. For an example, you can make that in this moment, but lobha or greediness, hatred, delusion, those are not like that. But anangana meaning, if you can realize the anangana, you can make that in this moment. Like a very small jealousy. We know we have some kind of a very small kilesa like that, anangana. And what else? Do you remember any other words? Okay, however, we know in Buddhism, we have found a word called Kilesa. It's a very common word. Okay, but there are so many information in canon. Canon meaning Pali, Tripitaka, or Buddha's word. You can find out so many information. But time is not enough to explain each and everything. Then today, what I want to explain, I have selected one famous. The Buddha is very like to protect our monastery. Our Nayakathir also mentioned the monastic leader or forest leader. In Pali word, Vanasmriti. He always take care of the trees like that. Therefore, I have selected very famous one. You can see Buddha advised to cut trees. Okay, here you can see. That's why I have selected that. Buddha advised to cut trees. Then people going to cut all the trees of the temple. Okay. However, we can understand what kind of trees Buddha has explained in the Pali canon. Therefore, I have put my Dhamma talk called Cutting Down the Forest. Cutting down the forest. And as well as I have selected another important stanza in Dhammapada. The first one is Theragāthā. Second one is in Dhammapada. I have selected two stanza. From one, it has given name Cutting Down the Forest. According to second one, Seeking the Light. I'll explain the Gatha. No vanam chindati marukha, no vanam chindate mano, vanatta vanam chindanti, tesam chinnang hoti vanam. It came from a Theragāthā. The second one, konuhaso kimanando, Nicham pajjalate sati andakarena onadda pradipanna gavessata. I have selected two stanzas preached by the Buddha. A simple meaning, I will explain more and more. Do not cut the forest of the tree. Okay? Do not cut down the forest of the trees. But cut down the forest. Don't cut 1 tree or 2 trees. You can cut whole the tree of the monastery. Then the second one, the vanan chindate mano, cut down the forest of the desires in your mind. Now you can understand. I will explain more and more. The third line explain, vanatta vanan chindanti. Those who live in the forest, cut down the forest. How unfamiliar, no? The people who live in the forest, but they are going to cut down all the trees of the forest like that, no? That's how unfair, but we can classify this stanza. This is called cutting down the inner forest. And how about the second one? Konu hazo kimanando. Hazo meaning laughter like that. We are laughing, no? We enjoy our life. We are laughing. The Buddha explained what is the laughter? What is the joy? When the world is always burning. And try to avoid the darkness and why do you not seek the light? Why don't try to light like that? Then these are the stanza today I have selected today you to explain. Then here vana. Now you can understand vana mean forest. Is not the jungle. outside. It's not jungle of the outside, no. This is talking about the inner forest. This is not talking about the outer jungle like you can see here in Dhyana Buddhist temple. You can see a nice monastery and there are a lot of trees. But here it's not talk about the outside monastery or jungle. But the mental jungle of craving, hatred and delusion. The Kilesa that block our peace or liberation, emancipation. Now you can understand what's the real forest in Buddhism. I think now you can understand what is the biggest forest. If you have craving, attachment or delusion, hatred, that is the main forest. What are the other things? Like jealousy, aggressive. We have main only 3. Again and again I would like to remind that, you to remind, first one is lobha, or we can say raga. Both. Simply it's okay. Lobha, desha, moha. Raga, desha, moha. Or those are the main forest. Then other things are, it is related to trees. Now you can understand what is different between trees and forest. What is the forest? What is the inner forest? Greediness, hatred, delusion. What are the trees? Trees like jealousy, upset mood, overthinking, mental stress, like that, no? Those can be known as trees. If you cut down that, can you solve the problem? No. Again, if you reduce your jealousy, but after the few days ago, again you have that. That is why Buddha advised to us, don't cut down the trees of forest. Please cut down forest. That meaning, please cut down hatred, delusion and ignorance. Okay. Then, now the outer forest was the inner forest. Then we often focus on changing the outer world, cutting down literal trees, moving to new places, rearranging our lives, thinking this will solve our problems. But the real forest inside, what are they? Trees of greed. That is called lobha. Trees of hatred, dosa. Trees of delusion. Even if you move to a quiet forest monastery, if you carry this jungle inside, you will still have no peace. You can change your place because of some reason we are going to move to another place. Oh, this is not good. How many times do you have to change that? Even the America, even the Sri Lanka, everywhere we have bad and the good person. You will meet definitely. If you have practiced jealousy, hatred, ignorance in the sansaric life, again and again you will meet it as a reaction. But you are going to blame to the outside people, but actually that person does not create hatred or delusion. We are the person, we have created hatred, delusion, jealousy like that. That is why again and again we will meet that. Again and again we will meet that. That's a cause, action and reaction theory. We are the person, we have created everything. Therefore, don't try to criticize the people. You cannot, you have to do forever that. You can't stop that. That's the nature, because we are the person, we have created bad things. That is why we will meet again and again. Don't try to blame to the people. You are the person, you have created hatred, delusion like that. No. I am the person who have created everything. Then try to advise to yourself. Then don't try to move your place. Try to move your mind. Then only that's the only way. There is no any other way to practice. Change your mind setup. Then only you can understand, you can realize what is happening around us. Right? Then, why the forest is a danger? The normal forest, think about that. Dense, that means it hides the path. What else? Dark, it blocks the sunlight of wisdom. Full of hidden dangers, snakes, wild animals and traps. You please visit in forest, you can get those experience from the forest. Darkness and dense and full of hidden dangers, things like wild animals. No? There are so many things in the forest. Likewise, when your mind is tangled in craving and attachment, or if your mind is struggling, craving, attachment, what will happen? We cannot see clearly, wisdom is blocked, and the wild animals of anger and jealousy attack us. Then, if you have like that, if you can't understand what is happening around us, like impermanence, suffering, non-self, then that meaning you have lack of knowledge of wisdom. Then try to understand your forest, inner forest. Then only you can understand dangerous things of your mind. Then there is a story which came from Pali Canon or Tripitaka. The bamboo cutter. There is a man who cut all bamboos. Once a man earned his living cutting bamboo. The Buddha saw him and said, "You can cut bamboo all your life, but unless you cut the bamboos of craving, you will never be free." Try to understand that you can cut all the bamboos. Like in your life, you have everyday the problems, you give the solution. Think about that. Every day you have a problems and the solution, no? Questions and the answers. Every day. How about the mundane and supramundane? Next life also we have to do the same thing. That's why Buddha advised, please cut down forest. Don't cut trees. Don't cut down the trees. Buddha, you can be happy, no? But people going to cut down all the forest, but they are not going to cut down trees. Then, what else? According to this statement, the man reflected that his mind was overgrown with the bamboo of greed and anger. He ordained and began cutting the inner forest through meditation. He understood what Buddha said, and he entered to the sasana. He started to cut down forest. Which kind of forest? Inner forest. Through meditation. He practiced meditation with commitment. Finally, he got the highest result from Buddhism. Then how to cut the inner forest? Now you can understand and you can practice. Because if you want to cut real forest, what you have to use? You have to use specific tools, no machine. Buddha also has a machine, no? To cut trees. we have specific tools. Where if you want to cut down inner forest, what are the tools that you can use? You have 3 tools. The one is sila or morality. 5 precepts like that. Can you give one definition to sila, morality? Anyone? No long one. One definition, because you have been practicing 5 precepts like that in the law for many years. Can you give one definition? This is sila. Not I am asking from the Tripitaka or Pali canon like that. But what is the, according to your understanding, what is the sila? You have idea. You should have idea. Conduct. Ethical conduct. Yeah, very good. Then, how about the other person? You should have that. I also have a personal idea. When I study the precepts, it's depend on my philosophy, but because everything we study from the Pali canon, no? By using Pali canon, we got some idea. Everybody should have kind of ideas. According to my point of view, I understood or I realized sila is nature. How we behave. Sinhala we say that hati. We say I will say in Sinhala, but you can understand very easily. Api kiyanawa vadurage hati hema thamai hati. Nature. It doesn't going to act. If we act, that means you are not a real person. If you are going to act as a moral person, that means you are going to cheat the person. If you can behave in a natural way, that's a kind of a sila, according to my point of view. Yeah, this you have to. We know that we should have discipline, but someone going to show like a spiritual person, or they're going to do like a drama, no? Then you have to be natural first. That's a kind of a sila. That is why we Sinhala we use hati. That's a nature. We know what is the behavior of the dog. Doing good things? No. Really, you can see some dog. Some dogs they are practicing good things. That's really. But the most of the dogs doing bad things. That's a nature. We should understand plus that. Don't try to get something from dogs, good things. They are doing the bad things. That's the nature. We say, "Palla geti homa thamai na." Manussa gati balaporottu wenna ehema inna puluwan, but really. Then I think you can understand that's not the whole idea of the sila, but some idea. Try to be natural. Okay, then you need to practice sila or morality. Prevents planting new trees of unwholesome karma. Another definition. That's why I asked, you can create any definition, but however you have to protect 5 precepts like that. You need to practice that in your daily life. And samadhi, concentration, makes the mind steady and sharp like a well-honed axe. That's another way. You have to train your mind. If you can train your mind like a sharp, like a well-honed axe, you need to train your mind by using different kind of meditation. If you need to cultivate concentration, what you have to do is you need to practice meditation. We have 5 senses, no? What are the five senses? Eye sense, ear sense, nose, tongue, body, like that. We have five senses. Then controlling five senses is meditation. If you can control your five senses, that is meditation. You don't want to every time close your eyes and sit in the comfortable position like that. Wherever you want, you can practice that. We have 10 anusati. And recollection of Buddha, recollection of Dhamma, and Chaga, you donated dana, you offered dana. If you can memorize that, that is also dana, meditation. Oh, I have done such kind of thing. I know, especially you are practicing generosity well, I know that. Today also you brought something, no? Then you can think about that. That is also kind of a meditation. And contemplation of body, asubha, and contemplation of mind, we call chitta, chittanusari bhavana, and what else? Like that you can practice. However, you have a 40 meditation practice. For what? To concentrate your mind. By using 40 meditation, you can practice. If you can think the quality of the Dhamma, that is also kind of a meditations. Then how many do you have? How many meditation practice do you have? 40 meditation practice, which is called samatha meditation or concentration meditation. What did you practice today? Vipassana, no? What is the main point of Vipassana? Can you say? You practice that no today? What's the main point of Vipassana? Okay, I mentioned, if you need to build up or create, or if you need to build up concentration, what you have to do is, you need to practice 40 practices to develop your concentration. Or if you need to develop your insight meditation or Vipassana, what is the main teaching of Vipassana? You know, well, that I think. And also the 40 meditation can be converted into Vipassana. If you are capable to do that, you can. What's the main point of that? Impermanence, suffering and non-self, or we say in Pali word, tilakshana. If you are practice breath meditation, if you can, if you want to develop into Vipassana, you need to think the impermanence of your breath and suffering of your breath and non-self of your breath. Then only you are going to convert your meditation practice into Vipassana. Then remember that the main point of Vipassana meditation is impermanence, suffering and non-self. Then there's a one tool if you want to cut down your inner forest. I have mentioned one tool before. What's that? Morality. What's the second one? Concentration or samadhi. The final one. The final one is panya. My name. Panya or wisdom. Sees where the roots are and cuts them completely. Okay. If you can cultivate wisdom, you can find out cause and effect of your thoughts, and you can understand the real forest, and you can cut down. But you should have good tool for that. What's the tool? Wisdom. Don't try to cut down by using sila. Please get the highest tool to cut down inner forest. Most expensive one, which is called wisdom or panya. You can cut down completely. If we lack of wisdom, we only trim branches and the forest grow back quickly. You can cut, but only 3. If you don't have a wisdom, by using your sila and concentration, you can cut down, but only trees, not forest. If you want to cut down the forest, please use your highest tool called panya or wisdom. That's the only way that you can cut down your forest, inner forest. Okay, we have another stanza, the burning world. I have selected one stanza. According to that, second stanza, I will explain quickly because with time, not enough time we explain everything. The Buddha asked, what is the laughter, what is the joy when the world is always burning? This is not called to abandon all joy, but warning against heedless enjoyment while our house is on fire. Try to understand this. Don't misunderstand about the Buddhism, because most of the people try to say Buddhism as a pessimistic or like that, no? But again and again, I want you to remind, Buddhism is not a pessimistic. Then what is? No. There is pessimistic or optimistic. No, not both. They're realistic. Okay? If you have a over joyful, what will happen? That is why Buddha, pessimistic and optimistic, both rejected. Realistic. Then Buddhism is a realistic teaching in the world. Realistic teaching. That's the way that you can promote Buddhism. If somebody asks what is Buddhism, you can give I have found only one definition from the Pali Canon. What is Sabba Papa Sakana? If somebody asks what is Buddhism, you are not going to say this is a religion, philosophy. Don't want. Sabba Papa Sakana Kusala Suma, that is the Buddhism. Do good things, avoid bad things, purify your mind. That's all Buddha said. Right? That is Buddhism. Or if you want more, you can say this Buddhism is a naturalistic teaching. Like that. You can promote in that way. Okay, then the world is burning with the fire of greed and the fire of hatred, the fire of delusion. Then earlier I mentioned by using threes of greed, threes of hatred, threes of delusion. According to this stanza, what is? The fire of greed and the fire of hatred and the fire of delusion. Buddha once time explained, na kahapana vassena, even if a train of gold were to fall, craving would not come to an end. Na kahapana vassena. Again I will remind that Buddha explained, na kahapana vassena, it refers to introduce greediness. How? Even if not rain, okay, not rain. Even if a rain of gold to fall, craving would not come to an end. Aditta Pariyaya, there is one of the very well-known sutta called Aditta Pariyaya. Don't worry about the name. It explains clearly the fire sermon. Fire meaning how to fire with Kilesa like that. Then story of the house on fire. Think about that. This is very similar to our life. A man was sitting comfortable in his house. There is a man who is sitting comfortably, and entering guests unaware that the attic was on fire. Our house was on fire. A friend came to warm him. One of the friend came and said about that. But What did he say? Don't spoil my fun. Don't spoil my fun. Think about ourselves, no? How many spiritual beings have explained about this fire? But even our life, we didn't care that. How many Buddhas? Count. 28 Buddhas now you can see. Every Buddha's advice in like that, in that way. They came and say, what? They say, your house on fire. What was our answer? We say, don't spoil my fun. To all the Buddhas. Try to understand that. Deepankara, Tannankara, Medankara. Now we have a Buddha called Gautama. You know, there is one of the... Okay, I will explain that and I will tell that. A friend came to warm him, but he replied, don't spoil my fun. Moment later, the flames or fire spread and panic set in. Then we too live in a burning house. The fire is impermanence, aging illness and death. If we ignore this, our laughter is empty. You can laugh. Definitely you can. As a human being, you can. But if you are unable to understand impermanence, suffering non-self like that, or fire of your life, our laughter is empty. I explained about the advice of the Buddha. Then you know how many years did Buddha preach Dhamma? How many years? How many? 45 years. 45 years he preached Dhamma to success our life. You can check the Pali Canon. You can see so many number of suttas, number of teaching methods, plenty of teaching methods you can see in Pali Canon. What was the last sermon of the Buddha? Very basic thing. Okay. Last one. Okay, what was the first sermon of the Buddha? What was the first sermon? First word. Oh. First word. Okay, remember now. Don't forget. The first word was of the Bodhisattva is Aggohamasmi. That is not the Buddha's word, okay? That is the Bodhisattva word or ascetic Gautama word. After enlightenment, he was happy. Therefore, he used very specific stanza, Aneka Jati Samsara. Please remember that was the first word of the Buddha. Dhammacakka, the first sermon, like a sutta. That because the Aneka Jati he recited himself, not to others. Then what was the final or last sermon of the Buddha? Remember that sutta, Parinibbana Sutta. What is sutta? Parinibbana. Okay. In Parinibbana Sutta, there is one final words. The final Nibbana Sutta is a very big chapter. The final word of the Parinibbana Sutta, I am going to explain that. In that moment, Buddha sitting like this, like a sleepy mood. He had a out of compassion to the world. Therefore, he said, Handa Dani Bhikkave. He had a out of compassion about the world. He already has preached Dhamma 45 years. But again and again, he wanted to us to remind. Because he knows well, there are how many Buddha, they also advise to us, but we are the person, we didn't care about all the Buddha's advice. Then the Gautama Buddha knew that. Then finally, the Gautama Buddha said, out of compassion, Handa Dani Bhikkave Amantya, this is my final words that I am going to preach. I think this is according to when I read Tripitaka, this is the most sensitive movement in Pali Canon, according to my point of view. Okay. This is again does not preach Dhamma anymore. Buddha. This is the final word. The Buddha said, this is the final word that I am going to you to explain. I am not going to preach Dhamma anymore. Think about that moment. If you have any question, please ask from me. If you don't like to ask, okay, you can say your message to others and advise to him to ask question from me, like that. If I have any question regarding your inner forest, not like science or any other subjects, okay? According to your, whatever you have about your inner forest. Then, Buddha say, Handadani Bhikkha, this is my final words that I am going to preach. I am not going to explain Dhamma anymore in this cup. Forever. Vaya Dhamma Sankara, all condition, that's the last word, huh? All conditional things are impermanence, suffering, no non-self. Appamadena sampadeta, don't be heedless, careless. Try to understand. That's the final word. Buddha has preached Dhamma 45 years. Finally, he summarized the Dhamma and advised to us. Therefore, my advice is don't heedless or careless. Try to practice Dhamma. I know how it's difficult as a monk. I know that. When I do meditation and when I practice some precepts, we have a Upasampada precepts, high ordination precept. I know how is it difficult, but we have to do that. Then darkness and lamp. The verse darkness refers to ignorance and light, what's that? The Dhamma, wisdom and mindfulness. This is not about the tree forest, okay? I have mentioned second stanza about darkness, no? According to that statement, darkness refers to ignorance, light, Dhamma, wisdom, mindfulness, like that. If we live in darkness, we tumble and hurt ourselves. If we seek the light, we find a safe path. A Zen connection. You know Zen Buddhism? What does Zen Buddhism mean? I explain that. Zen means happiness. You know, there is a Buddhism called Zen Buddhism in Japan. They grasp only the philosophical idea. We also have Jataka story, but most of them are criticizing that. But think about the message of the Jataka story. Think about the story of the Girapotaka. Think about that is not a physical happening. I don't know, it may happen or not. But I understood or I realized this is if we practice bad, like Mano Pubbangama, if we have a bad thoughts, our words should maybe bad. If we have a good thoughts, our words should maybe or must be good, like that. That is the practice movement talking in Girapotaka Jataka. But the thing is, the people criticize that, but they are not going to promote that. There is a very philosophical ideas. Like Zen Buddhism, how Zen Buddhism is spread in the world. Most of them, they are very much like to Zen Buddhism, same stories. They promote in a good way. I have selected some story from the Zen Buddhism. A Zen master once told his students, if you want to the garden to be beautiful, pull out the weeds by the roots, not just trim the leaves. Now you can understand. If you cut down only trees, again, come back like that, grow back. This is the same as the Buddha's advice. Don't just manage your craving, remove them completely. Don't try to manage, okay? No, there is no subject called Kilesa management. We have money management, we have no mind management, we have, but there is no any subject called Kilesa management. Don't try to manage your Keles. Try to avoid completely. Modern example, okay, I'm not going to explain that, don't it unnecessary. Okay, I'm going to wind up my sermon because time has come to stop the sermon. Finally, I would like to you to remind, I think now you can understand your real forest and what is the trees and the forest. What is the difference between trees and forest? I think now you can understand. And let us not spend our lives cutting other trees while our inner forest grown wild. Let us remember that the world is burning and that we are living in a temporary shelter. May we take up the axe of wisdom, the rope of mindfulness and the discipline of morality, cleaning the jungle within. When the forest is gone, fear disappears. Tannaha jayati soko, tannaha jayati, tannaha vippamuttassa, natti soko kuto. By natti mean there is no fears if we can cut down the whole forest. And when the light is found, the darkness is gone. This is the peace of Nibbana. I have used the word peace because I explain now, if you are matured, I said, don't find happiness. If you are matured, okay? But if somebody came, what do you want? Sometimes say, I want happiness, okay. I will give some point of happiness, but that is not the ending point of the Buddhism. If you are matured, if you are practiced more and more Dhamma, my advice would be don't find happiness, even the happiness. Because if you find out happiness, you have a bonus called sadness. It's like a circle, no? How many time did you find happiness in your life? Think about that. How many Buddhas passed away? We find happiness. Every day you have to find happiness. Try to find peace, emancipation, liberation. Then only happiness may happen. No, it doesn't matter. Sadness may happen. No, it doesn't matter. You have a strong mind. But if you are mature, again and again I remind, because already I have explained 5 stages of the confidence. If you are matured in Dhamma, especially Dhamma, not I know you are very matured in your subject. Most of them are very knowledgeable person. I know that we are very superior for your subject, but sometimes not in Dhamma. If you are not matured in Dhamma, please find happiness. If you are not matured in the way you practice or confidence, follow anything, doesn't matter. But if you are matured, please find out peace. That's my final advice I wanted to you to explain. Thank you very much your participation. So I'm going to wind up Dhamma sermon today. This was the fourth Dhamma session of Vassana period. Again and again, I really appreciate and admire our Mr. Udicha. He was invited to invite me to conduct such kind of things, and our devotees also, they are very humble and they get responsibility to, as a sponsorship, they get a sponsorship. Even I think our Bhusha, Mr. Bhusha, and our friends, who all Dhamma friends regularly who participate in Monday and Thursday meditation, they also going to sponsor to one Dhamma sermon. Therefore, that's the way that we have to do. And today you can see we change something. Before delivering Dhamma, you have to invite to the Sangha. That's why Mr. Vasanta invited for me by, we use our in different way, but however, they invited out of compassion. Please Bhante, please preach Dhamma out of compassion. That's a way. And respect to the Buddha like that. That's the way, the traditional. We have to use traditional things too. That's a way. Then I really appreciate all of you. Then we are going to transfer from merits all the departed and all the devas. Then all the merits may, the power of all the merits, may all the devas be well and happy. Say Akasattacha. Akasattacha Bummatta Devanaga Mahiddika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakhantu Samparanti. As well as I'm going to transfer merit, especially the Mr. Vasanta and Miss Nushangi. Then if you have any departed family members from in your family, Mr. Nushangi's family and Mr. Vasanta's family, if you have any departed lovely friends or whoever, family members, then think about their qualities, and as well as others, think about your departed family members, and think may they be well and happy and peaceful, they may attain bliss of Nibbana. Say, recite Idamme Jnatina. Idamme Jnatinang hotu sukhita hontu nāteyo. Idamme Jnatinang hotu sukhita hontu nāteyo. Idamme Jnatinang hotu sukhita hontu nāteyo. Then I am going to again and bless by the power of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, by the power of the today Dhamma sermon, may Mr. Vasanta and Miss Nushangi be well, happy, healthy and peaceful, as well as the people who participated today. You also may be well, happy, healthy and peaceful. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. I'm going to bless you, then worship. Abhivādana sīlissa niccang addāpacāyino cattaro dhamma vaddamti āyuvanno sukham balang āyurārogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevaca ato nibbāna sampatti iminate samijjatu. Thank you very much, and may the Triple Gem bless you.